But I have no regrets, just as life is an endless cycle. War too will endure. You are proof of that. Twice! He even now still holds tightly to his beliefs, slowly begins to fade away like all of the others. But whether he's following his own rules or those of the Moon I cannot say for sure. Now go and touch the Holy Grail. You'll come to understand many things once you do. Eternally consuming lives, thriving without a purpose, our future blossoms like a flower by the roadside. Whether that turns out to be the right or wrong thing, I would like for you to see and judge with your own eyes. If we were both truly righteous or not. And he's dead! And in an instant, I thought I saw something that was truly him, but it might have just been an illusion. Without any time to contemplate what was happening, Twice Peaceman passes into oblivion. His servant too will soon join him in the void. Yeah, that savior. Without exception, all life will perish. All living things are trapped in a cycle of suffering and death. The one who sought enlightenment through strength and perseverance still has an untainted soul. But there's more than one path. Just as good and evil have value, the beauty of the world will endure. King of blood-drenched battle, in Nirvana, let us witness the end of the world, for there lies your salvation. With an expression much like his master's, the servant fades away like a flower losing its petals. The only person to have escaped the cycle of suffering, seen by some as a savior of the spirit of humanity. I see now. He did not support Twice's ideals. Instead, he was showing compassion for the soul of the human known as Twice Peaceman. With this, it's finally over. The girl's relief is obvious in her tone of voice. However, the ending is yet to be revealed. There remains one last thing to do. The Holy Grail. The war will only come to an end once the victor claims it for their own. Ah, that is right. I had forgotten all about that. The smile on Ronnie's face is proof that she has yet to realize that the winner of this war and Twice are the same. The moment I touch the Holy Grail, the Moon Cell, I will be identified as irregular data and erased from memory. The thought of leaving this girl who finally learned to feel is painful, but some things cannot be changed. However, even if I am to be deleted, there should still be a small window of opportunity. Time enough to sneak in a modest wish. To extinguish the remaining fires of war that Twice had set ablaze. To put an end to the senseless bloodshed of the Holy Grail War once and for all. The Moon Cell Automaton, the very mind of God, I will seal it away so that no one will ever be able to access it again. And also to return her, the last true survivor, safely to her mortal existence. A number of wishes race through my mind, but I won't have time to ask for them all. I can only ask for the most important of my desires. But any wish I make will be influenced by the experiences I gained fighting in this war. I make my way to the Holy Grail, the object that is both bane and boon to the one fortunate enough to survive. Oh! A staircase has appeared. As a fallen master, I cannot go with you, but I will wait here for your return. Please come back quickly. The gentle expression on her face puts my worries at ease, as no soulless doll is capable of a smile that's so alive. Even if I don't return, she can live the rest of her life as a real person capable of human emotions. Yeah, but be without you! And with that, I move on towards the gate without further hesitation, and without looking back. Before me stands the Holy Grail. I slowly extend my hand and place it on the core of the moon sail. The instant I make contact with it, I am drawn inside the Holy Grail. To be more accurate, I am absorbed into it like water being absorbed by a sponge. In the short time before I'm erased from existence, my consciousness is immersed into the moon sail. I can see everything that exists within it, every piece of information, every observation, every conclusion. The sheer volume of information and ideas stored in the moon sail forms an intricate collage that no human could decipher, though I sense a pattern. In fact, I cannot say that Twice's interpretation of human history as recorded by the moon sail was wrong. For war has always brought change, but in this day and age, humanity has mistaken stagnation for peace. And throughout it all, the moon still continues to silently record what it sees, without ever taking action. After endlessly analyzing the data it records, it flies away its conclusions and resumes its role of voyeur. It is there on Earth that the whole of human existence is contained. Whatever triumphs and tragedies befall mankind in their world, the moon still continues to silently observe and record. It is that strength, that force of existence that Twice failed to see and understand. But now is not the time to become emotional. I have to tell the Holy Grail what my wish is. Yeah, because aren't you being deleted? Input complete. I was able to enter my wish without a single mistake, I think. Now all there is for me to do is wait for the end of my tenuous existence to come. However, oddly the time of my death doesn't seem to be coming anytime soon. Being one of the moon cell, I share a unique view of time where infinitely can be contained in a single second. So even the briefest moment seems somewhat more drawn out than normal. But even with that, wait a moment. This cannot be right. Perhaps that man Twice was mistaken? I can hear my servant mutter into my ear. They aren't there in person, but as a part of the Holy Grail. My guess is that my servant had somehow slipped unseen into the Holy Grail at the same time I entered. Don't act as if you just noticed me. It is your duty to be aware of my presence at all times, after all. However, something doesn't feel right. With the war over, there is no reason for her to follow me here. This is your final duty as a master, correct? And it is only natural that I am present at this time. Especially since it seems as if this is a time where you are in need of my strength. So that's what she's doing. With the additional presence, the time the Moonstone needs to finish the elimination process is increased. As is her way, she has come to aid her worthless master one final time. Wow, so self-deprecating, buddy. However, a delay this long can't be the result of my servant's presence. Something else must be going on. Since I'm connected to the moon cell, it shouldn't be too difficult to find out what's going on. In what seems to be only a heartbeat, the whole of my consciousness arrives as one long data file. Huh? This appears to be you. What does cryogenic storage mean? The info in this data file concerns a patient with a fatal brain disease that affects my memory retention, and the only doctor familiar with the surgical procedure used to treat the disease died in a terrorist attack. Until another surgeon could replicate the procedure, the patient was put into cryogenic storage. If there is a living human that shares my exact identity, then I may be more than random bits of data. That must be the reason why I'm still around. The moon still needs more time to analyze this new information. But I'm sure that guy didn't come here as a magus. I'm just a copy of a person trapped in an endless dream. Whatever the case, my fate is almost assured. I'm sure that my time here is fast coming to an end. However, there remains enough time to send out one final message. Oh, what a wonderful garden.
Ah, これはあなたのデータですよね。
I wonder what will become of Rani after I disappear. Will the bond we share compel her to search for me? The boy currently frozen in an endless dream has never met Rani, but I'm sure they'll become friends. And even if it turns out she no longer needs me, that'd be okay as well. It's time for the credits to roll, and with that, I would like to share some of my thoughts as the credits slowly rise. Righty-ho. So, I enjoyed this playthrough quite a lot, even though that there were delays and a few bumps along the road. It was fun, and even though I didn't do what I originally set out to do, that being a bit more informative and, well, quite frankly, showing, I guess, everything, which I didn't do, admittedly, because I would have had the Rani Route, I would have had the secret boss, I would have shown all the alternative dialogue choices, and I quite simply would have known, well, everything. But I was going to do research on everything for this particular playthrough, and what I should have done was, transfer my New Game Plus file, or whatever, face that my clear save data from my PSP, but I didn't. I didn't end up doing that because I felt as if that would detract from my enjoyment somewhat. I liked rediscovering things and quite simply being surprised with, well, the Saber playthrough and the Rani Route, because I didn't know what to really expect in the Rani Route. I didn't know what was going to pop up, how Rani's dialogue, well, differed from Ren, because what I had done in the past, years ago, again, I'm reiterating myself on this, was only Ren's route. And it was a great experience being able to re-experience this game, but just in a different manner, And that's kind of like, you only get that once. So had I done every little bit of research, that would have ruined it for me. Now, another thing that I'd like to mention is something about Twice Peace Moon as a final boss. I don't think he's that good of one. I don't think he's that good of a character. And not in the same vein as a character that I have disdain for as someone like Shinji. I think Shinji's a well-executed character, I just don't like his character. There was no real driving force behind it. You didn't really get the same feeling as you did when you fought someone like Grail, or any of the masters really, because there was no build-up to it. He was just kind of there at the end, waiting for you, and then reciting his ideals, but conveying them in a different manner just to, well, draw out his screen time. And Savior, well, was aesthetically a really cool boss fight. Was just kind of lame because, one, why would you restrict this Noble Phantasm to 14 turns? And two, why you gotta make him weaker than Grail? Come on now. Or at the very least, make him substantially powerful. Like, enough that you'd want to grind in the arena a bit more than I did. Because I probably would have been able to just go there, straight out of the gate, to be able to fight him. Like, I probably didn't even need to do that grinding at all. But well, just a little bit of a nitpick. The nitpick I would have had is the prologue being rather stale. But the tiger parts were amusing enough, and hey, I gotta keep my rose-tinted glasses somewhat on. And hey, that'll get skipped in the New Game Plus. Speaking of which, though, I do plan on doing that. I don't know when, though. It might not even be this year, because I don't want to do this game again back to back, because I don't want to detract from the experience. And of course, I want to finish up what I want to do for it. I'll have to think about it, though. Maybe I'll try and make it a bit more informative than this playthrough that I originally wanted to do, but at the same time, I love the feeling of rediscovery. I really do. Because it's a completely different experience. Maybe you can share your thoughts on the manner, though. Maybe you want the playthrough to be a bit more informative, or maybe you just want something similar here, but with a little bit of added flair. I mean, heck, Stay Night was scrolling up, and I plan to have a reread of that as well, but that may take a while, because I think that novel would take, like, what, 100 plus hours? Well, not 100 plus, but anywhere between 80 to 100 hours for all 3 routes, I would imagine. But it was so fun. Anyway, let's read out this little bit. I'm not sure I understand, but do you mean that you have an existence outside of this world? Then everything should work out fine. You are my master. You know what needs to be done, correct? And you do have my permission to visit me occasionally. Actually, come anytime you wish. I'd be happy to see you again. It makes me happy to know our relationship won't be ending soon. It sounds like it would entail an incredible amount of effort, though. I sympathize with him for having such a burden. Though as someone else's problem, it's my responsibility. The dissolution of my current self has begun. Outside of the Holy Grail, Rani's voice begins to fade away. As what makes me is compressed into the smallest unit of illicit data. I think on my slumbering self. When he wakes up, his memory will be a blank page, with no friends or family to help or guide him. I wonder how that strange new world will appear to him. Nothing about the past will have any meaning. What am I saying? If that's the only thing to be lost, then I'd be okay. Although, I'll miss those I've made along the way. The world will still be here, and as long as the path before me remains, I will continue to walk it. There are no grades given for goals and wishes, no matter how small they may seem to others. As long as I can keep moving forward, they will eventually come to fruition. As it is the desire for that wish to become reality that will keep you going until the very end. I added that very bit, I know. I have no worries. There will always be those who strive to change the world, those I care about. I will be able to live with them, and eventually move forward into the future with them. I can't believe how promising and hopeful the future sounds. I can't wait for it to arrive. Well, I know what the future will entail. Either Triple Z get translate, please, or just something fate related at some point in charm. Don't know what though. Why do they all gotta be so lengthy, man? It's a double-edged sword. This game does still remain as my favorite PSP title, by the way, but that might change when I get the full experience of Triple C. The one Fate game I so wanted to be localized, and it never passed. Still a bad feeling, man. But anyway, folks, thank you all very much for joining me on this playthrough. I'll reiterate it one more time. It was a bumpy ride, there were delays, yes. It was a long road, but I hope you enjoyed this playthrough as much as I did. Heck, maybe even had a little waft of nostalgia as well. It was great. It was pretty good. But I also appreciate the fact that if you stuck from here till the very end, from start to finish, thank you so much. And with that little tidbit done, I'll see y'all next time with another video, another playthrough, or whatever else we may do. Anyhow, ta-ta for now.